Hello there, I'm Nu-Trix, and today we're looking into Blip Box from Sketch Audio. It's an app for the iPad and iPhone. It's a drum machine. Actually, scratch that. It's not a drum machine. There's no sequencer in it. It's a drum synthesizer, and that part I love because I'm a synth guy. I love to be able to create my own drum snare, modify them with synthesis, not just sampling. In this case, there's no sampling. It's only synthesis-based drum machine. So really electronic sounding, really, it could be analog sounding. Let's just dive into it. You'll see how quick and fun. If you're into synthesis, this one is really fun. So we have the Blip Box. It's a one-window software. You have everything in front of you. You have the oscillator section here. You have the envelope section here. You have mixer for the oscillator. You've got noise volume. You've got the filter section here. You have a distortion section. You have the different modulation and the master. And with this, you can do so much. But I'll explain because there's a lot of hidden information in there. You also have 3 little dots on the corner. You click on it. You have access to extra stuff. In this case, I'm inside a software. I'm inside Zen Beats. So a lot of these options for MIDI and Bluetooth and audio and all that stuff, it's already set up by the host, the DAW I'm working in. But still, I have options like here for the root key, the notes that are going to be played here. So in my case, I would say the kick drum would be a 35. That's a MIDI note. And in this case, there's also something that is really fun. It's multi-out. So you can have all of your drum sound sent separately so you can then edit them with effects in your DAW. That is a huge plus. So it means that after doing all the synthesis I want to hear, if I want to put a delay on my hi-hat and a chorus on my snare, for whatever reason, I could inside my DAW. That is really cool. And you have something that if you forget, if you wonder how this works, you have the manual click here and you have access to the manual right away. Okay, how the modulation works, you click on modulation, you get to that section and explain how it works. So really quick, when you forget about something, how does it work? Now, before we dive into this, I like the interface, but when I'm saying that I like it, I find that it's clean, the layout is easy to understand, but I'm lacking information. I like to know the values. So what I don't like is when I change the pitch here, I have no information of telling me what pitch I am in. So I would like to have this move and maybe in the middle of it have the note that I'm actually in or the frequency I'm on. You know, that would be cool. And shape here, I'm actually moving between shapes. Now, I can do it by ear, but sometimes I like to play, okay, I'm selecting a square or a saw, and just by looking at it, I know what type of sound I'm going to get because I know what's the sound of a sawtooth, you know? So any type of, even just a little graphic that shows me that here I'm more into this shape, and here I'm more into, I don't know, a sine wave, it's easier for me to understand why what I am, where I am inside this. Now, in this Logic, you have this little balance fader here, which seems to be, I'm going to balance between what and what. Well, if you look in the manual, you have shape 1 and shape 2, so you've got 2 oscillators playing. You can, in this case, I'm listening to only the first one. In this case, I'm listening to only the second one. In this case, I'm listening to only the effects, so the ring modulation, the cross modulation of the FM modulation. There's no ring. It's FM or cross modulation. Oh, okay, now let's just right here, go here and play this. Oh, this one's a little bit weird because this is my testing one. I did a very noisy one. Let's go back to this one. Okay. One thing that is really cool is, let's say I want to work on the 36 and only on that one. I click on it and I set focus. Now the volume here or the information on the screen do not move anymore. I see only the value of this one. If I stop it, you'll see that this one is a little bit lighter than the other one. If I click on it and hold, I can say set focus, it will stop now. Something also that is interesting, if I want to copy a sound from here to here, let's say I did that sound, I want to copy it here and do a different version. Let's say I do toms and I want 3 toms that sounds the same but different pitch. I could say, that's my tom, I go here, I go lift settings. It's basically copy in memory. Go here and you hold it and you drop the settings here. You get the same sound. Now on this one you can say, well, I'm going to change the pitch higher, and then I only change the pitch. So you can easily just copy and paste and continue working on something that is slightly different than the first one, basically. That's the logic. Okay. And because of that little feature of holding, if you keep your finger on it, you get that window. So it's sometimes annoying if you play on screen and you keep your finger on it, it kind of gets in the way. So I have to play on the one here instead, not to have that little contextualized menu pop up. So if there was a second way or a different way to turn that on, or there's a shift and click, I don't know. I would like to have a way to play this without having the pop-up menu coming up. But that's just me. Okay, you hear this one? So I'm listening to oscillator 1, 2, and the modulation. So it's not, I mean, I know because I read the manual, but most of you will not. And I'm pretty sure of that. So you might just play around until you find something you like. But if you want to know where, when you hear it's 1, this one is 2, you see, this one has a longer decay. It's 1. If you go here, you're playing with 2. This 2 is a longer decay because it chose 1. And the pitch changes because the envelope controls the pitch here. You see it. So you can really do FM percussions with that, drum, snare, all that stuff. The cross modulation is really nice for, noise. I've got the 2 at the same time. So having decay with pitch that changes, you have these weird. So you can really create these weird FM-y, noisy, metallic type of sound. And if you don't have this, you still have the noisy background of these things. Now the tight section here, you get attack decay, but the tight is basically, are these value for the attack and decay exponential, logarithmics, or linear? So as you move this, the same graphic means different values. So this one is really tight. All the values are short. And as you move up, it becomes more and more linear. So they become a longer, for the same value now, it's worth a longer value. So different way of reacting. Then you get the distortion. So when you go to the bottom, it's more like bit destruction. It's actually it's pretty fun. And up, it's more digital distortion. They're really pretty cool. They're fun. Filter, it's a resonant filter, a low pass resonant. Actually, here you have a choice of, you can have an high pass if you want to, or a low pass. Again, that's something that I found lacking, of knowing that this is the low pass, this is the high pass. I'm guessing this is the band pass. That's my guess. I did read the manual, but not all of it, so I'm guessing that part. but you understand. This is the only thing that lacks for me is this, or like I saw in other software at the top here. If you have a little screen where you just know the value you're moving, you see right away, oh, that's the value of the knob I'm touching. Okay, I'm okay with that also. So that's, I mean, this is it. You have two envelopes to control the two. And if you think of the second one as being a modulator for the first one, because all the FM and cross modulation comes from the oscillator 2, affecting the pitch and the sound of the oscillator 1. So if you play with the decay of one against the other, it creates that evolution in the sound. So that's really cool. You got a noise. Again, noise are more for percussive, snare and hi-hats. You have envelopes that can be also assigned to the shape. So you could change, let's say we assign this to the shape of 1. You'll see what it sounds like. Let's bring that here. Weird sound. So let's try, if we go back here and play, let's go back to the preset that comes with it. But listen to such a nasty kick, and it's just I like this sound. It's just that's it. That's what Blip Box from Sketch Audio is. If you're into making your own drum sounds from synthesizers, this is it. This is the simple way to do it on an iPad. You can have 16 different drums here playing, and remember, multi-output if you want to. So you can send it to effects and process them separately, and then it becomes really, really fun. Good job. I like it. I find it interesting. Really fun to play, and I like electronic sounding drums, so really cool for that. Stay safe, make more music, and see you soon. Cheers.